Hello and welcome into another edition of the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. And the Firebirds are back home at Eldridge Park to host the Harbor Hawks after last night's huge 5-3 victory over the Bourne Braves. And the Birds right now, they are on a 3-game winning streak. And the first thing I can think of is a reason for that is their pitching. It has been phenomenal over the past few games, and last night was no different. Ivan Romero started things off, but the star of the show was Connor Eaton. 5 innings, 6 Ks, and his confidence must be through the roof right now, Dylan.
This is a Connor Eaton who came in and really performed well to start his summer. Then he went on a 3 or 4 outing streak. He didn't have his best stuff. He was getting unlucky. He was giving up a lot of extra base hits. He came out yesterday, and that could be the biggest confidence boost you can get. To not only go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 innings in relief, you saved the bullpen as well. And everything looked like he was done after the 8th. He had 79 pitches, and it seemed like his day was done. Kelly Nicholson, the manager, told him to go right back out there. This is your game, and he got it done. A boost of boosts for confidence for Connor Eaton.
I had the chills after that one. He was so hyped with his teammates. Another big reason for their success was their offense. They had 13 hits compared to Bourne's 8. And I think a big reason for that, Ian, has been their plate discipline.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have good plate discipline. You get runners on. Bourne made a few defensive mistakes. In Orleans, with 13 hits, like you said, Sammy, capitalized. You don't score runs if you don't clog the base paths, and you don't come home if you don't catch a break or two. And a pass ball and a wild pitch gave 2 of Orleans' 5 runs last night. You don't benefit off those breaks. You don't put guys on base. You don't win the game. I just look at the top of the order. Joe Oyama, top 10 in the league in walks. Jack Penny, who's not in the lineup tonight, but is an all-star for the reason, top 10 in the league in walks. Then when you got guys in the middle of the order like Eddie Micheletti and Matt Hallback, who rarely strike out, it's just a well-constructed lineup night in and night out by Kelly Nicholson. These guys have great command of the zone.
And the last time the Firebirds took on the Harbor Hawks, it was all the way back to July 3rd. It was actually Coach Nicholson's 400th win, not even 300th, 400th win. So that was a long time ago, and since then we've seen a lot of new faces. So Dylan, who's been a new face that's really been standing out to you?
Yeah, a new face for me has been Colin Tuff. He plays all the way around the field. He can play the corners. He can play everywhere in the outfield, and he's been a defensive whiz out there, making great catches in center. Had a great catch last night in Bourne in right field. He's brought a lot of great defense and also a little bit of power from the plate for the Firebirds, and he's only been here for about a week and a half.
And focusing on today's matchup, it'll be Sam Leboki, the right-handed pitcher from Vanderbilt, starting on the mound for the Firebirds. What should we be expecting from him today, Ian?
I think you should expect Leboki to give it his all, and obviously everybody's giving their all out here, but what I mean is Orleans has a well-rested bullpen behind him today, so I don't know how long Leboki is going to go, maybe 2, stretch it into 3 innings. He'll probably want to go a little bit farther, but understand that you can throw your absolute max effort because you might have an opportunity to get out of there early. 2 or 3 scoreless would be great for Leboki. I know he's been great out of a bullpen for Vandy and good out of a bullpen for Orleans, making his 3rd start on the summer. Excited to see what we see out of him. Has to keep it in the lower third of the zone. That's going to be the key for the Vandy star. Keep it on the lower third. Keep those pitches away from the heart of the plate.
And these Harbor Hawks, they've gone through some ups and downs in their season, but right now their bats are pretty hot. Dylan, who's a player that we should be watching out for today?
Yeah, this is a Harbor Hawk team that is not to be joked around with, not to be messed around with. 8-1-1 in their last 10, and the guy who runs their offense, Cam Smith, out of Florida State. All ACC freshman, all ACC first team. He's a stud, and he's number 2 in average in the Cape Cod Baseball League when it comes to batting average. Well, 3rd behind Bender, Oyama, then him. So 2 of the top 3 in batting average playing here tonight. That's who you got to look out for Hyannis.
And you guys know what time it is. I need the keys to the game. Ian, you're up first.
Limit extra base hits. Hyannis hits the ball hard. Over 80 extra base hits on the year. Quick calculation, that's 2.5 extra base hits a game. If you have under 2.5 extra base hits for Hyannis tonight, I think you win. Over, and Hyannis could be rolling through.
There you go. Dylan, what about you?
Limit errors. Great defense last night by the Firebirds. No errors. They took advantage of the opposing team's errors. Bourne, play your clean defense and take advantage of defensive errors by Hyannis.
Well, let's see if the Firebirds can get 4th straight in a row for the first time this season. But stay tuned for a lot more content on the Scorching Start.
All right, let's go to war, boys. You guys keep it out.
I'm now joined alongside Firebirds manager Kelly Nicholson. Coach, big win last night, and a lot had to do with the pitching. Connor Eaton went 5 innings, 6 Ks. How proud of you of your pitcher?
Yeah, super proud of him. Ivan Romero also threw the ball really well, threw 4 innings, 42 pitches. That lineup last night had a lot of lefties in it, so it was set up pretty nicely for Connor. We did not think he was going to go 5 innings and throw 89 pitches, but the way he was throwing the baseball, there was no reason to take him out. I think it was 5 innings and 3 hits and a run and 1 walk. and 6 strikeouts. So he threw the ball really, really well last night. Super proud of him, and obviously the best outing of the summer for Connor.
And another player who had a big night was Brandon Stallman, one of your newer players, 3 hits, 2 runs. How big is he going to be in this batting order coming up?
Well, he's, he's in our lineup tonight. We were just talking about Jack Penny having jury duty, so it's nice to have a guy like Brandon to insert right into the lineup, and we kind of don't skip a beat. He's a good player, played at UNC Charlotte for a very good friend of mine, Robert Woodard, who used to be the pitching coach up here. So that's kind of the connection, and that's how we got beat. But man, we're lucky to have a guy like that to put in the lineup when a guy like Jack Penny can't be.
And today on the mound, it's going to be your Vanderbilt pitcher, Sam Leboki. What should we be expecting from him tonight?
Strikes, lots of strikes. That's kind of what he's known for. He should pound the zone. It's going to be a lot of strikes. It's a little slider and a changeup, and he's got his work cut out for him tonight. He's going to need to command that fastball because they're a very good hitting team. Cam Smith, the third baseman, he will be a sophomore, I believe, at Florida State, is dangerous. And then they just brought up a guy from Grand Canyon. I believe his first name is Zach York, a big, physical left-handed hitter that's tearing the cover off the ball right now. So, we have our work cut out for us tonight.
Like you noted, the Harbor Hawks, they're pretty hot right now, but you guys are too. So what should we be expecting from this matchup?
Yeah, it should be a good game tonight, Sammy, right? It's like, I don't mean to be a broken record, but it's who plays better tonight, who pitches better, who controls the strike zone, both offensively and defensively, who plays catch a little bit better, who can put the ball in play, who runs the bases the best. And that's usually going to be the team that wins the game.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Sammy.
Hey, set the tone, boys.
I'm now joined alongside Vanderbilt's Grayson Carter. Grayson, it's been a little foggy and cloudy this summer, but how have you been enjoying the Cape so far?
It's been good. It's definitely a really good environment to be around. The Cape is really nice, really fun, and the people playing are really good, so it's just living life.
And speaking of the people, you guys have a very close-knit team. How has it been getting to know all these incredible guys from across the country?
I mean, that's just what summer ball is about. I mean, I really like being able to come to a brand new team and getting to know people from all different teams, all different countries. So it's awesome that we can just all form the bond that we do. So it's fun. It's awesome.
You did have a familiar face, Sam Leboki, your fellow Commodore and fellow pitcher. So how was it to have someone that you can go to and just kind of rely on that you know?
Yeah, I mean, it makes coming to a new team more fun and more comfortable, just that you know that you have someone that you know really well and that you play baseball with. So it's fun to have a teammate here with them.
And the Vandy boys have been pretty strong this past season, so a lot of them are actually on the Cape. So how is it going against some of your teammates, and you're not in the black and gold, so is it a little more extra competition?
A little bit. I mean, I've pitched against RJ and Davis, and it's just fun. I mean, I just kind of smile up there, and I just be competitive. But if you strike them out, it makes it a little more fun, and I just kind of get a little glance up there, and it's fun. But being able to see like Johnny and Bryce on Bourne, and everyone, it's really fun to see, and seeing them across the field, it's definitely different, but it's fun.
And you guys had an awesome season, winning the SEC championship title, and then a little run in the regionals. Is there a memory that stands out to you?
We did do that, but I'd say that the one memory that I have is when we were in Minnesota, and me and actually Sam and Ryan, and Nick Maldonado, we pitched a combined no-hitter. So, I mean, definitely SEC championship is fun, and being able to get to the regional is awesome, but kind of memory that sticks with me is definitely that no-hitter that we did in Minnesota.
And Grayson, you're no stranger to having some adversity. 2021 was a pretty rough year for you, one being your house burning down back home in Colorado. So take me through that day on December 30th.
I mean, it was a little weird. You wake up and you never really think that anything like that can really ever happen. I mean, it was really windy. I was just doing my normal routine of waking up, going to throw, going to lift, and then next thing you know, the whole day turns sideways. So, it's definitely something that you kind of have to live with, and just kind of just say it. You never really think it's ever really going to happen until it does. So it's wild, but it's how it goes.
A few months later, Vandy had to make some roster cuts, so unfortunately you were cut from the team. But instead of throwing in the towel, you put your head down, put in the work. Then in July, you got a call from Vanderbilt. They said they wanted you back. So was there any hesitation, or did you know, hey, I want to go back to Vandy?
I mean, I was in the portal for a solid month and a half, and I just didn't really think that they'd call back, so I had to try to take that time and figure out where I was going to go. And when they called back, I didn't really know what to say. I was just like, I'm really blessed that you can give me another opportunity, but I was just like, I'm going to have to take some time and really assess where I want to go and what I want to do, just because I was kind of focused on going JUCO, and then next thing you know, the day shifts with I can go back to Vanderbilt. So it was a lot of thinking, but I don't really want to let an opportunity like that go, so I just decided to go back and try my best.
And how do you think being cut really made you stronger, not only as a pitcher, but as a person as well?
I mean, it just kind of opened my eyes and really showed me what I need to do and what I need to work on. I kind of took that summer to go find some help, see what I can do to help my pitching, help my mechanics, and I went down to California and saw a guy, and we just kind of worked on mechanics. I went back home, just trained, got stronger, and then just put my head down and had a chip on my shoulder the whole season. So, I mean, it just definitely opens your eyes and just showed me what I need to do to work on.
And you're from a pretty competitive family. Both your older sister played some college ball. So growing up, how fun was it to have those competitors that you can just go in the backyard and compete against them?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, me and my sister almost did everything together because I played basketball too. So we usually trained together with my dad and her, and we'd go to the rec all the time. And I'd always try to win against her, but she's 4 years older than me, so until I got older, she's pretty good. So it was fun. It just definitely built the competitive side, and being able to grow up with someone like that is really truly a blessing.
When I say Grayson Carter, a lot of people think, oh, that fastball, one of the fastest balls in all of college baseball, especially here on the Cape. And the first time you ever hit the 3 digits, it was against Samford in a scrimmage. So take me through the emotions when you found out that you made it.
I mean, I didn't really think I would hit that. I mean, I was more anxious about that I actually was throwing. I didn't really know what was going to happen that fall. I just decided to just throw, and Brownie told me that I was starting that game, and I was more worried about, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm actually starting that game. This is really like my first time in college throwing against a team, starting. So I was more worried about just going out there and doing my best, but I think it was like the second pitch I threw was 100, and then a couple pitches later I hit 102, and it was just like, oh, I heard the dugout, my teammates just cheer, and I didn't want to look back just because I don't want to velo check, but I kind of knew what happened, and it was awesome, that feeling to go out there and just throw and be myself, and then get done and know that I could throw hard. So I didn't know I could do it, but I guess just the work paid off.
And here in Orleans, you've built some great relationships with your teammates, especially Derek Clark. Take me through that special little bond you two have.
I mean, he's awesome. I mean, I think it was just the first day he just came up to me and he just talked to me, and just a new kid coming in. I came in a week late. He just sat next to me and talked to me, and ever since then we just do everything together, and even outside of the field we just get food and go do events that Firebirds host together, and it's just good to be able to have someone that just comes up to you and just talks to you and builds a relationship like that. So it's good.
Speaking of those events, you go to the library with you, Derek, and Sean. How is it being able to kind of give back to the community and also help out these little kids?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what we're here for. I mean, these kids, especially being here at the Cape League, they just look up to us, and that's kind of just our job, to help the new generation just learn. So give our wisdom to them and just do what we can do to make their day.
Grayson, you basically played every single sport under the sun. Baseball, football, swimming, a little bit of golf maybe, tennis, everything. How do you think being a multi-sport athlete has helped you?
It's just the athleticism part of it. I mean, I didn't really know what sport I wanted to do till high school, and I just chose one that would give me the best route. But I mean, it's hard to choose. I love doing every single sport that I played, and it was just fun. I made a lot of connections through every sport, and I made a lot of lifelong friends through it. So being able to play a lot of sports was definitely a blessing, and it just was a lot of fun growing up.
You also have a bunch of hidden talents. Guys, this guy can do origami, make some protein pancakes, you can sew. You're basically the team seamstress. Is there anything that you have your eye on that you want to add to the repertoire?
Not right now. I don't know. I mean, maybe something will come up and I'll add it to the toolbox, but I'm bored and find something to do. So whatever it is, I just try to learn something new.
How about the shoe game? Is there a certain shoe that is your favorite in your shoe collection other than the sick Vandy green cleats?
No, I mean, I got some wild shoes. I got some tie-dye shoes. I got some like patch Air Forces that are pretty cool, but there's some more shoes coming up. Might have to spend a little money on it, but we'll see. I'll keep trying to add it, but try to get some new cool ones.
And putting aside baseball, is there anything on your Cape Cod checklist that you want to check off before the summer's over?
I'd say just try to take advantage of where we are. Go see some things that I wouldn't be able to if I wasn't here. Go see some new beaches. Go see the sights here, and just try to take advantage of being at the Cape.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Grayson. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Sammy.
Who's got it?
That'll do it for this edition of the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. Make sure you tune in at 6:30 when the Firebirds take on the Harbor Hawks.